halfway between Boston and Providence. It's the home of the Patriots, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. Here's Jake Moody to get this one kicked off. And off we go from Foxborough. On the return, here comes Gibson. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Brady going to throw right away. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Brady set to throw. Open man, Demario Douglas. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. The veteran Leonard Floyd there on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Brady. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
That's caught by Bourne. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
And the first carry for Antonio Gibson. Fighting off defenders here. He'll churn forward and pick up 3. Second and 7. To the air is Brady. He's found his receiver, Butte. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
On 3rd down, it's Brady. Open man is Douglas. It's complete. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Brady looking to throw. That one taken in by Douglas. And he's into the end zone. Demario Douglas. Touchdown, Patriots. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Nothing is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Deebo Samuel going to get a chance to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
First and 10. Here's Christian McCaffrey to get things started. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Here's 2nd and 6. They run once more with McCaffrey. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
This is how you drop your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. That's caught. Christian McCaffrey. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Now, faking the give. He'll find his tight end, Kittle, on the right side. And he'll be out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, and that gains them another first down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
McCaffrey now from the pistol. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. So Kittle comes in motion. Again, it's McCaffrey. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Let's give some love to the big guys up front here, Mike. The offensive line is looking good here early to start the game. A couple nice big explosive runs. Expect them to continue to lean on the big guys up front as the rest of this game unfolds.
Throwing now on 1st and 10. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we'll see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Now they'll set up to throw. He gets it to Samuel, left side. Well, they'll get some of the sag yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. Quick throw, out wide, it's caught.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He'll let this go towards the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. George Kittle. And, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. So replay's going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. Now Jake Moody for the extra point. The kick is good. And the 49ers come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. On the return, here comes Gibson. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Patriots offense ready to possess the football for the second time. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Brady. He'll air it out down the middle. That is knocked away, incomplete. Good coverage there defensively, all over him. And it'll be 2nd down.
I think that's one of those cases where he just tried to put a little bit too much on it and fit it into that window, Mike, and sails it high. Give his guy a chance to bring that one down. Put that ball on his chest and help him secure that catch. At this level, when you're that open, that ball has to be completed.
And he'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line. Here's a 3rd down and 4. To throw, it's Brady. Open man, left side, he's got it. 13 yards on the catch there. Good for a Patriots 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Now Gibson. No dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Brady to throw. Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. 25 yards, the pickup there. 1st down, New England.
Mike, you know what we used to call those plays? No, 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 yes. Because that's exactly what was going through the mind of the coach on the sideline when the quarterback decided to throw that ball into really tight coverage.
To throw is Brady. That's complete to Ramondre Stevenson out of the backfield.
tackled back at the 33-yard line.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. On the handoff, it's Stevenson. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
Now Brady. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Having the ability to move your running back to the widest receiver, they call those the #1 receiver, meaning he's the closest to the sideline, it really forces a defense to show their hand. Do we keep a corner out there, and I know it's zone, or do I move a linebacker or safety out there, and now you tell the offense that it's man coverage? So the versatility and the chess piece that is the running back position, it could do so much to help not only the play caller, but also the quarterback.
Ball sitting at the 7. 1st and goal. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line. And that'll set up 2nd and goal.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
He'll drop to throw. To the end zone. It's intercepted. And the Niners are going to take possession here. It's a touchback. They'll take over at the 20-yard line. That's taken in by Jennings. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Throwing now from the gun. He'll get it into the hands of Kittle. And out of bounds he goes, just shy of midfield. Remember, he had the touchdown on the opening drive, and here on drive 2, he gets a 1st down with that catch.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
Open man is Jennings. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. From the gun, it's a give to McCaffrey. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. 1st down.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
He'll look to throw. Looking to Samuel on the out route.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Play clock nearly expires as they set up to throw. And they'll pick up the 1st down, a gain of about 4.
Mike, I love studying the NFL and just seeing the amount of ways NFL coordinators are able to get their running backs now involved in the passing game. They're kind of chess pieces. They can move them out in the slot. They can put them out wide, of course, out of the backfield. It's a big part of today's modern NFL.
They'll run here with McCaffrey. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Play clock has expired. You're not going to get this one off on time. So Kittle comes in motion. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Side, it's complete. A pickup of 14 on that one. It's good for a Niners first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. On the handoff, McCaffrey. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
Moody's kick is good. And the 49ers will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
Moody comes back on the field after making the field goal. He's set to kick off. To return is Jermichael Hasty. And he'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. So now the New England offense getting ready for their next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Brady set to throw. Hauled in by the tight end, Henry. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
To the air is Brady. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
On third down, it's Brady. That'll be complete to Gibson. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
Fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. 49ers offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. He'll find his tight end, Kittle, on the right side.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. He'll set up the screen here to Pearsall. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. Good result there after the penalty. They get the yardage back and then some.
How fast things can flip. You find yourself in 1st and a mile after taking a penalty on 1st down. But that chunk play there in the passing game now gets them back in sequence with the chains and brings up a more manageable 2nd down.
On 2nd down, it's McCaffrey. And that one going to be closed down to the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And it looks like he's going to have the 1st down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
1st down, 49ers.
Now they'll set up to throw. A short one there, caught by Kittle. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this 1st half. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. It's such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points make a big impact on the outcome of the game, and they're knocking on the...
And he'll take it on in. Christian McCaffrey, touchdown, 49ers.
San Francisco.
On is Moody to add the extra point. His kick is good. And the 49ers will get out in front 17-7.
Patriots 7.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Patriots offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. To throw, it's Brady. He's found his receiver, Butte. Patriots offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Brady to throw. Throwing right, it's taken in. He'll be brought down just shy of midfield. A first set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Here's Brady. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes. The Pats going to stop it here. They'll use their 3rd and final timeout. The clock is stopped with 26 seconds until the break. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Brady looking to throw. He's got his big tight end, Henry. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
They will indeed go as they look to throw. That is hard down the field. He's got it. Joey Sly comes on. They'll try the field goal here. This from 30 yards out. Sly's kick is good. And the Pats are back within a score. It's now 17-10. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Now return coming from the 7. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The 49ers offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's over the middle to Kittle. And he's going to be taken down at the 37.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
McCaffrey now on 1st and 10. And it's a short pickup to about the 42. Devon Gottschalk there on the tackle. He'll drop to throw. That's caught by McCaffrey. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Here's a 2nd and 9. A run here with McCaffrey. And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He's got his man complete to Pearsall. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up 1st downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
Not much there, maybe a yard.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
On 3rd down, they'll throw from the gun. Has his man, it's Samuel. They get 16 on that connection. 1st down, 49ers.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes.
And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. He'll go left side here and complete this one.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
And they'll run here with McCaffrey. And he'll plunge forward to the 2. Setting up 2nd and goal. From a little closer, here's 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the second half, and that's only his 2nd incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
And he's going nowhere on this one. Met and dropped behind the line, and now it is 4th and goal.
That 3rd down stop, Mike, now changes the entire approach of this offense. You're thinking to yourself, all right, it's 3rd down. Let's run it on up in there. If we don't score, we still have 4th down in our back pocket. But now the defense takes you back for a loss. So what do you do now? Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Moody comes back on the field after making the field goal. He's set to kick off. On the return is Hasty. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Patriots offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They'll start out 1st down and 10. They'll start on the ground with Stevenson. And finally, they'll bring him down, but he's up beyond the 45-yard line.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. The next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
On 1st down, they'll stay with Stevenson on the ground. It's a short pickup, takes us to the 49. That's Charvarius Ward, able to make the play. They face 2nd down and 7. To the air is Brady. Has completed to Douglas. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the 1st down.
They'll work the middle this time with Stevenson. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
finding yourself down here multiple scores in the second half, the defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
To throw is Brady. That's hauled in at the 2. To the goal line and in. Antonio Gibson. Touchdown, New England. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Following the touchdown, here's Sly to kick it away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Here's the San Francisco offense, ready to take possession of the ball once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll send a tight end in motion. The drive starts with a carry by McCaffrey. And not a whole lot there, up to about the 25. They'll give to McCaffrey on the option. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Kyle Duggar there to make the play. Here comes 3rd and 6. He manages to get the throwaway and completes it. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. It's good for a Niners first down.
You just can't ask for better protection than that, especially on 3rd down. Clean pocket, tons of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. And at this level, if you give quarterbacks that amount of time, chances are they're going to find somebody downfield.
And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is 1st down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early 1st down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike, touchdown, field goal. But either way, I'm coming away with points.
And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Up the middle, here's McCaffrey.
Patience is a great quality of a running back. You have to wait for holes and gaps to develop. But in this case, Mike, he just kept waiting and waiting, and nothing ended up happening. No gain.
This crowd into it now as we get to third down. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. George Kittle. Touchdown, San Francisco. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a two-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a two-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. On the return, here comes Gibson. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The home team's offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. On 1st down, they'll start out with Stevenson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
The size, the speed, and the strength of this defensive tackle was on full display, Mike. He defeats the block, strikes the ball carrier at the line of scrimmage. He's able to bring him down, keep it to no gain.
Now Brady. Hauled in by the tight end, Henry. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
To return is Pearsall. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Niners offense getting set to get back to work. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, try to add to it. It begins with 1st down. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. What a way to start this drive. A second big play. This one for 22. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He'll go underneath here. The running back out of the backfield. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now they'll set up to throw. He'll get this complete to his man out of the backfield. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So really nice job here late. We're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
Now McCaffrey loses the football. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
So as you start operating your red zone offense, of course it goes without saying, Mike, you're trying to score touchdowns. But the worst case scenario is that you bring your field goal unit and you at least try for 3. You have to protect the ball. Turnovers are the cardinal sin of red zone offense. In this case, they dodge a little bit of a bullet here. The ball comes loose. Fortunately for the ball carrier, his own team recovers it. They can keep their offense on the field and see if they can finish this drive. So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells...
It is brought in the end zone. Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, 49ers. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Extra point up and good from Moody. And the 49ers will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So, following that touchdown, Moody is back out to kick it off. On the return is Hasty. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The home team's offense headed back to take over once more. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Here's Brady. That one taken in by Douglas. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Brady looking to throw. He's got his big tight end, Henry. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
A gain there of 27 yards.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and The age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. You see so many teams wait till third down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
He'll get this out wide. Looking for room out on the edge. You're not going to find it. As a matter of fact, I think they tracked him down behind the line of scrimmage. Good job by the defense, and it's fourth down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
That's to the end zone and batted away. It's incomplete. They wanted 6. They come away with nothing and cannot connect on fourth down.
You find yourself down big. It's the fourth quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. Now, a handoff to McCaffrey. McCaffrey, first down and more. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
They'll go back to McCaffrey on first down. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Now, stoppage here for an injury. It's Christian McCaffrey who's having an issue down there. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Second and 7. They'll run. This is Jordan Mason. And he's not going to get away. They'll knock him back to his own territory. They get him on the other side of midfield.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
He chooses to keep it on the zone read.
Mike, I traditionally like zone read on third down, but it's typically 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. I think at this distance, you're asking a lot out of your quarterback. And in this case, the defense does a nice job rallying, and they're able to force a fourth down.
The offense staying out there for this fourth down. From out of the gun, he'll throw. He's got his tight end, Kittle. And he's going to have a Niners first down. They find a way to convert on 4th and 10.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
On the ground is Mason. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. A run with the man from Louisville, Isaac Garendo. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Back to the drawing board for this run game, Mike. The offensive coordinator and his staff, they have to do a better job giving plays, giving opportunities to their offense to find success on the ground. Because right now, they have no answers for this defense.
A tight end in motion now. And some problems communicating on 3rd down, and that's going to be a delay. So after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. On the handoff, it's Garendo.
You can always tell what a team's decision will be on 4th down, Mike, based on what they do on 3rd down. In this case, unfortunately, they didn't get enough yards on the ground to make that 4th down more manageable. So I think they have to reconsider whether they go for it here.
So Jake Moody now out for the field goal. And he missed it. It's no good. And they are not able to add on to their big lead.